us?
Cousin Ryan.
You gotta...
Hey, what's up everyone? It's Cousin Ryan and John, and we're going to talk about my 1968 California Special. Here it is, Mustang project. I have owned this car since high school, so we won't talk about how long ago that was. Been a long time though. I don't even know where to start. It's had a lot of stuff done to it. It runs great, but the suspension's tired, and I think I'd mentioned in a previous video we were going to start doing some upgrades to this thing. So far, we've done the rear suspension, springs and shocks, and bushings and all that stuff. And then I've also added a Monte Carlo slash, what do they call that, an export brace under the hood. So let's take a look at that, talk about that for a minute. So this was from, bought this, oh, there we go. Bought this through, by the way, hold on. These hood pins are factory hood pins. That's one of the California specialties. Oh yeah, and this isn't obviously the factory engine. This is out of a 1988 5-liter Mustang. It looks a little rough, but it's got it where it counts, you know. Anyway, so this is the bar we added. It adds some stability to the front end. The steering on this thing's pretty much shot. The front end's worn out, so I don't know that we're gonna feel a real difference with that, but it bolted in really easy. The only thing we gotta figure out, we'll probably do a little go to Pick and Pull and find an intake off of a late model Mustang. Once we put this in, the pipe I had didn't fit the bar anymore, so it looks like everybody that's used this bar has a flexible factory intake tube. So I just pulled the filter off and stuck it straight to the throttle body, which isn't ideal, but for the purposes of this demonstration, it'll work. And then, so yeah, nothing's been done to the front suspension yet, but back here we did the rear springs, and the only trouble I ran into was this car's been hit in the rear, and this piece, I don't know if we can get the camera in under here, these bolts actually unbolted the other direction, and because this is bent a little bit, I couldn't get the bolts out. I mean, you can see the car itself is fine, but anyway, that was the only trouble I ran into. Otherwise, changing the springs and shocks and everything, I mean, I think the biggest hassle was pulling the back seat out, because you have to pull the back seat out to change the shocks. But other than that, and it sits a little bit higher in the rear now too, which I like.
Has a little muscle car rake to it.
Yeah,
yeah.
And it's, I don't know, it might be a little bit higher than I want, but I'm sure it'll settle after a while.
So future mods, of course.
Future mods. So future mods will be actually the vanity stuff we'll talk about. Eventually, I want to get, this has a 3 light bulb panel, and by the way, these, you know, Shelby taillights are actually off of a 65 Thunderbird. The part number's from 1964, I don't know, somewhere on here, but they came on the 65 Thunderbird, which is kind of cool.
And they light sequential.
These don't, actually.
Okay.
I want them to, though, so I'm going to eventually buy a kit. We'll do a video installing that kit where it'll blink 1, 2, 3 when you turn the turn signals on. Mustangs never had those. Cougars did back then, and they were like a big, bulky mechanical sequencer. So I'm sweating out here because it's unusually humid for California today. But I think we'll go with the kit from CJ Pony Parts, because it maintains the individual bulbs, where there's one from Mustangs Plus that's like an LED panel, and it does a really nice fluid motion with the turn signal, but it's a little too modern, you know. I want to keep that individual 3-bulb look.
Fluid's not what you're looking for.
No, and they're both the same price roughly, so it's not like we'd be saving or losing money by.
Okay, we do have the factory stripe kit for this thing.
Yeah, the California Special's got stripes that go down the side and up over the spoiler in the back. The trunk is fiberglass from the factory. Scoops are non-functional. It's got factory disc brakes in the front. And yeah, this has the 5-speed out of a Mustang. This is probably the 3rd 5-speed we've had in this, because even though I know how to shift, these 5-speeds are really weak behind. I think they're rated actually at less torque than the motors put out stock, and this isn't a stock 5-liter anymore either. So yeah, the front end kit that we've got from Mustangs Plus comes with springs, tie rod ends, idler arm, did I say shocks? shocks, upper and lower control arms, sway bar bushings, all the bushings and everything for the front end. So that'll be the next project. That's not something we're doing today, but hopefully in the near future, because it was supposed to be done weeks ago, right? Months ago, years ago even.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Fire this baby up. Let's see what it sounds like.
Should we take it for a spin?
I think we should.
Just start it up first. Sounds better from the back.
Yeah. Sounds like a Mustang.
Let's hit it.
All right.
You're looking pretty conspicuous there, John.
I know, I like this. It makes me feel like I'm a dangerous guy.
So, it runs great, but there's a lot of slop in the steering that makes it semi-uncomfortable. We'll try to get some other shots for you. I don't know how else to, you know, show that in the video, but the car kind of walks around where it wants to. Yeah. You feel that, right?
Oh, yeah. That is
a little bit
good.
Uncomfortable. Trick is to don't fight it. Let it kind of go where it wants to within reason.
Sounds good and goes good.
Yeah. All right, so what's your opinion on the, I mean, even just riding as a passenger, what?
Well, you can feel it wander. It's like crazy. Looking from the outside, it looks like the front tire on the passenger side is askew, so it's toe out.
And there, yeah.
And then the one on the driver's side is either straight or maybe a little out. Yeah. And then it's also one of them has a bad camber. The driver's side, I think, has a bad camber, so it's yeah, I mean, the whole front end. I mean, the easiest way is just replace it all.
Yeah.
Do it right, get everything done, and then it should drive like a car, actually, instead of a boat. It really feels like, no, that's what it feels like.
Yeah.
It feels like the water's making you drift, and that's how we're going down the road. It's just like this, you know.
You're kind of at the mercy of the current.
Yeah. But it's got good power and sounds good. I mean, the thing starts up considering you don't drive it much.
And we should really be careful driving this thing and not get on it too hard. But, you know, what are you going to do?
Yep.
Okay. I guess, is that it for now?
That's it.
That's it. So the next time we see this car, hopefully we will be replacing the front end completely. And
that's the goal.
But there's going to be many more videos between now and then, I'm sure. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with us and taking a quick spin and doing a little walk around with my car project. And
68 California Special. Doesn't get much more special than that.
No. So until the next video, stay in school. Hey Rye, you really won a lot of stuff there. What'd that cost?